Hello, Sensuals. This week I want to talk about sort of a discussion that I was having with a friend, and this is on compatibility. Now, we were discussing about relationships and how the bigger the challenge, the bigger the place for you to grow. I was not necessarily agreeing with that perspective because I believe that there should be some level of similarity between people, otherwise you just can't meet. And I am not a big fan of the idea of a challenge-full relationship. I believe challenges can be, set by your competitors, your teachers, your mentors, sometimes your friends or your partners in business or any other kind of relationship. But in terms of intimate relationship, I don't believe in challenges from the other, as in we are so different that we are a challenge to one another. I believe in similarity much more, and by extent I believe that is very much applicable in intimacy. When we are spending our intimate moments, we obviously need to have a lot of compatibility, otherwise, well, I'm not sure exactly how beautiful sex is with somebody with whom you don't have at least some similarity. I'll give you an example. Say you have a man who is very much into kink or BDSM, so he likes either psychological kink or impact kink, and his partner is very, very soft and very gentle, and she's more like the vanilla type. How do you think these two people might spend their intimate moments? I don't think it would be so easy, and I don't think intimacy is supposed to be a challenge. My personal and subjective and very individual belief system is more on compatibility and flowing naturally. And I can't see such good eyes somebody who's on the more dynamic or aggressive side of sexuality having great and fulfilling intimate moments with somebody who's on the softer side, the vanilla side, the dreamier side, and so on. I can't see it. I got much more clarity on the subject when I found out about the erotic blueprints, which I do get into in my erotic temples. And I know that the majority of women who came and took the test and then we discussed each blueprint, they had a lot of clarification, and there were many big aha moments there. And it's important. It's important to understand exactly how different we are, what are the psychological triggers, what are the things that ignite pleasure in each one, what are the light perspectives, what are the shadows perspectives of each blueprint, and how, if you can meet, how two people who are so different in blueprints can meet. Now, in full transparency, there are actually 5 erotic blueprints. These are just 2 major directions in which the blueprints can go. In case you are one of the lucky bastards out there who are in an intimate relationship with somebody who's very similar in erotic blueprint, then you don't need me telling you how beautiful intimacy is because you already live it and you know it. If you're one of the people who are not so lucky and who have partners who are different in preference, in style, in rhythm, in frequency, in intensity, I'm gonna say it, erotic intelligence also, because it does take a level of intelligence to go deep with either blueprint, then you probably know that sometimes intimacy is difficult and you can find yourself very frustrated sometimes, or more times you can find yourself wondering, well, what is wrong with us? Why don't we get along? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with him, or what is wrong with her? I want to bring you some comfort. Sex is not just the product of emotional intimacy, but it also is the product of your own development and your own understanding of the various types of people out there and the various types of preferences in terms of sexuality. And then understanding which are the positive aspects, which are the negative aspects, how you can heal some aspects of your blueprint or your preferences, if they need to be healed, or how you can expand them so much so that you can incorporate other preferences. Now, that can be done, and it's a lot of work. Few people on this planet are probably natural and they speak all languages of the erotic, but for the majority of us mortals out there, we can develop in intimacy. But guess what? We are going to develop only when we are with somebody who is sufficiently compatible with us and with somebody who gives us enough space for us to grow. I want to ask you this. How do you see yourself in the long run? And for that matter, how do you see your partner in the long run? And your intimate relationship? What are you doing to develop? And what are you doing to really understand the full intricacies of the erotic and sexuality and finding mutual ground in intimacy with your partner? So until next week, I hope that you have a very satisfying and fulfilling and energizing intimate life, and I will see you in the next vlog. By the way, I almost forgot. Last week, I launched a sexuality study. I'll put the link also to the study below, and would you do me a favor? Would you fill it out? Also send it to anyone out there whom you think might be interested, and I'll see you next week.